In problem 11, we're being asked to calculate the function f evaluated with an input of -2 and evaluate the function g when we input a -2 and then take those two numbers and multiply them together. So let's work on f evaluated at -2 first. That means take this function and input an x equals -2 and calculate. So it'll be 4 plus 3, and that's 7 times, and then we're going to do this calculation, g evaluated at -2. So that's going to be, well, I don't need another g, that's going to be -2, the input squared, minus 5. That's 4 minus 5, that's -1. And so 7 times -1 is -7. And we're done. It's not too bad when you know what the notation means. In this problem, we're asked to do something in a specific order, and you may not like the order. This problem that we're given is different than this one. This one says evaluate the function f when x is 3, then evaluate the function g when x is 3, and then do this answer minus this answer and give that number. This says do the subtraction of the two functions first and take that difference, that answer, and evaluate it with x equals 3. Now I think if we do them both correctly, I think these will give us the same answer, but let's see what's involved with doing this the right way. That's the function f, and we're going to subtract the function g from it, and when we get all done subtracting, we're going to stick in a 3. So let's continue. Subtracting means adding the opposites. I'm now going to erase this because I repent, I want the room. So now we have x squared, and we have plus x, and we have minus 7, and now we're going to evaluate that function at 3. So this is now the function we're evaluating at 3. We're going to have 9 plus 3, take away 7. That's 12, take away 7. That's 5. Now we're not asked to do this, but what happens if we put 3 into each of these first and then subtract? Here we would have 9 take away 2 is 7. Here we'd have 5 take away 3 is 2. And 7 take away 2 is 5. And these 5s match. And this seemed a whole lot simpler, so there was more than one way to do this. This problem wants us to first of all subtract the functions r minus t and then make sure that our input letter is x. There's no shortcut to this. We've got to do r minus t first, and so let's do it. And when we're done with that, we'll automatically have x's involved, and so here we go. R of x is this, minus t of x is this. And we've got to resurrect our subtraction skills from a chapter or so ago. So what's the least common denominator? The least common denominator is 2x squared. Here we'd be multiplying by an x, so on the top we multiply by an x. Here we're multiplying by a 2, so on the top we're multiplying by a 2. We have a common denominator, and on the top we have 10 minus 3x. Nothing cancels. This is a function of x, and so we could say that r minus t with an input of x equals this rational function. And we're done. So we're being asked to do the function f divided by the function g. So this is the function f. And instead of dividing by the function g, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. Again, we learned this in chapter 6, so now it's coming back and haunting us a little. In order to do this multiplication, I'm going to factor every chance I get. So x squared minus x minus 6 factors this way, and x squared minus 9 factors this way. It's x plus 3 times x minus 3, and we have an x plus 2. So that's not looking terribly exciting to me. This guy cancels this guy. And there's nothing really else going on that I can see. I sure would have liked those x plus 2's to cancel, but you gotta have one on the top and one on the bottom. So this thing that we were asked for, this function of x, equals this one.